Welcome, YouTube, to Complete Lifestyles, where we focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Nobody is perfect, but we can all strive to become complete as individuals. So, like, comment, subscribe to the video, share the video. So, today's topic: rapper Young Thug to be released on house arrest for time served as part of a plea deal in Georgia RICO case. So, before P. Diddy, Young Thug was a part of RICO. So as you can see, they had brought in Gunna and a lot of other members of his group. He ended up getting released, ultimately Gunna, but now rapper Young Thug is set to go home. The trial has been the longest running criminal trial in Georgia history. Rapper Young Thug takes plea deal in RICO case. Has taken the plea deal in the Georgia RICO case. Atlanta rapper Young Thug, whose legal name is Jeffrey Lamar Williams, has accepted a plea deal, changing his plea to guilty on gang-related charges in Fulton County, Georgia. Williams pleaded guilty in court on Thursday afternoon. He was sentenced to time served and 15 years of probation and is expected to be released on house arrest Thursday. It is your decision to waive these rights into a guilty plea because you are in fact guilty. Superior Court of Fulton County Judge Paige Reese Whitaker asked. Yes, Williams said before his attorney interjected in on one of the counts. According to ABC affiliate in Atlanta, which was the courtroom on Thursday, the rapper's plea deal is non-negotiated, which means the final decision on sentencing is up to the judge. He pleaded nolo contendere to 2 charges, including violation of the RICO Act, which is a plea of no contest or no defense, meaning the defendant neither admits nor denies the charges against them. Williams' attorney, Brian Steele, his co-counsel, and Williams' father spoke outside the courthouse after the hearing. Steele said this was not the verdict he had wanted, but it is justice for Jeffrey Williams, and he will be delighted as we are. I'm thankful. Jeffrey Williams Sr. also addressed his son's plea deal, saying, I feel great that he's going home, but at the same token, I still wanted him to fight, but that's his decision. That's his decision, you know. Williams was initially charged on May 10th, 2022 with 1 count each of conspiring to violate the state's Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations RICO, which stands for RICO, Act, and participating in criminal street gang activity. Was later charged with an additional count of participating in street gang activity, 3 counts of violating Georgia Controlled Substances Act, possession of a firearm while committing a felony, and possession of a machine gun. Before the plea deal was struck, Williams had pled not guilty, and his attorney had repeatedly told ABC News that his client was innocent of all charges. Throughout the racketeering trial, which began in November 2023 and has been the longest running trial in Georgia so far, prosecutors alleged that the Grammy-winning rapper is a co-founder of the proclaimed leader of the alleged criminal street gang in Fulton County, Georgia, known as Young Slime Life. We all know it as YSL. The members and associates of YSL, they move like a pack with Jeffrey Williams as the head. Fulton County Deputy District Attorney Adrian Love alleged during opening statements, which means similar to how they're trying to say Diddy is the head of the freak-offs. He was running things. So they are trying to round up everybody in P. Diddy's case, everybody in his camp who had something to do with it. They're either going to try to bring them in to flip on Diddy, or they're going to try to bring them in and say they committed criminal activity and try to get them jail time. Same thing they did with this case first. The members and associates of YSL, like I said, they move like a pack. Love claimed that the alleged members of the group committed criminal street gang activity. That is crimes that were intended to further the purpose and advance the directives of YSL itself. For 10 years and counting, the group, calling itself Young Slime Life, dominated the Cleveland, Atlanta community of Fulton County, Love said on Monday, and created a crater in the middle of the Fulton County Cleveland Avenue community that sucked in the youth, the innocent, and even the lives of some of its youngest members. The Grammy-winning rapper was charged in May 2022 in a sweeping RICO indictment in Fulton County, Georgia. He was among the individuals charged but stood trial with 5 co-defendants after many of those indicted took plea deals. So everybody that was getting charged in this group were taking plea deals, as we saw. Gunner was one of them also. While the judge ruled that others will be tried separately, the rapper's star power drew nationwide attention to this case and the prosecutor's controversial use of his lyrics, meaning they tried to use his lyrics against him to say that he was telling on himself basically through his rap lyrics. Also by lyrics performed by some of his defendants as alleged evidence to propel into the national spotlight. The use of the lyrics sparked outrage from freedom of speech advocates and prominent musicians and producers in the hip-hop world who argued that the rap musician and the writing process is a form of artistic expression and not necessarily a reflection of reality. So back when this case was going on, if you remember, a lot of rappers started saying, hey, this is not real. I'm just expressing myself. This is my art. Because what they were starting to do is what they started to try to arrest rappers and saying, hey, you're telling on yourself. We're going to use this as evidence against you if we feel like you are doing something, breaking the law, etc., etc. Mind you, they don't use these things in any other genre, whether it's R&B or heavy metal or whatever you want to name it, gospel, blues, jazz, whatever. They don't use this against any other type of artists, but they were starting to try to use this against rappers, which is why most rappers started saying, hey, this is just artistic expression. I'm not really rapping about my life. Some of them are, some of them not. That's not the point of this here. Prosecutors argued in an indictment that social media postings, images, and various song lyrics released by several defendants, including Young Thug, are overt acts of furtherance of the conspiracy to violate the RICO Act. Although the scope of the indictment went far beyond the use of rap lyrics, the inclusion of lyrics prompted outrage from artists across the music industry and helped spark a movement that came to be known as the Protect Black Art. Still filed a motion in December 2022 asking Judge Earl Glanville, who was removed from the case after meeting with the witness and prosecutors, to stop prosecutors from using lyrics as evidence. Still argue that lyrics cannot be used as evidence of crime if they are simply connected to music, freedom, expression, freedom of speech, poetry. Now, it is okay, not necessarily, but it's okay to say, hey, I was doing a mission and we knocked a couple heads off. But then when you go into, hey, I was doing a mission at 9:22 p.m. and we knocked off Ronnie's cousin, sir, such and such, on street, broad day, 99th Street, and it was real clean. We used the white G. You see all of that? And then they go back and look at the camera and they see the time, the date, what vehicle was around the premises, what gun they used, people in the car. Then it's like, okay, you are telling on yourself because basically you just told exactly what we're seeing in the video. So Glanville denied the motion in a November 2022 ruling where he determined that the 17 sets of lyrics mentioned in an indictment could be preliminary admitted in the trial. I'm conditionally admitting those pending lyrics depending upon or subject to the foundation that is properly laid by the state or the proponent that seeks to admit that evidence, Glanville said. The judge added that if prosecutors intended to include additional lyrics as part of the alleged evidence in this case, they can be submitted for the judge's review. So, long story short, he took a plea deal. He is coming home now. I'll keep you guys posted with anything else going on in regards to this. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Try to update you guys as much as possible. Enjoy your day.